Hey guys, welcome to my newest video for today, my first actual video of 2012. I know I did a top 10 most anticipated movies of this coming year, but since I wasn't actually on camera for that one, I'm counting this as my first proper video for this year. Basically for this video I'm basically going to talk about a new segment that I'm introducing for my channel and just some formatting updates, because I know last year I kind of went through several changes and none of them actually stuck, but this year I'm trying to get a bit more structure back to my channel, like how it used to be and whatnot. But yeah, so basically today I want to talk to you about a movie that I just got back from, and in addition to telling you about what's going to happen with my channel this year. So basically you might remember before I deleted the videos, I had done a set of segments called Let's Go to the Movies, where I reviewed the movies that I saw at the cinema. I want to go back to doing that for this year, but instead of Let's Go to the Movies, I'm calling it Tracy Goes to the Movies. Mostly just because I like the sound of it, and you know, it's pretty self-explanatory and with, like, you know, my name and everything, but mostly because I want to try and do a bit more film reviewing, because that's ultimately what I want to be, you know, at some stage. I'd love to have a job as a film critic, and I just thought I'd use my YouTube channel as practice for that. And so I just want to, you know, do 5 to 6 minutes or so of video, maybe like obviously more if I end up doing a double bill for that day, because I know next week there will be 2 movies that I'll be seeing, but I'll get to that next week. So essentially I'm going to be doing like a separate video for each of the movies that I see. I mean, I'm like, if it's just the one movie that I see, that's obviously just going to be that movie, but if I see 2, they're going to be in the same video. I'm not going to spread them out over 2 videos. So but I'm also, these video like reviews will be uploaded each Thursday, because that's when movies come out, like new movies come out in Australia. So so Thursdays will be my cinema review, and then on Fridays I will be reviewing the rest of the movies that I see throughout the week. And then so like both movies and TV shows, and I think that way I won't get to like the end of the month and I'll have a big stack of movies to get through. So I think this way hopefully the videos will be a little bit shorter. I'm not promising anything, but I just think this way it'll be a bit more structured. And then at the end of the month I'm going to be doing like my DVD Blu-ray update. I've decided I'm going to not do the Adventures in Entertainment Land this year, even though I did actually like how that was going. I think I'm just going to go back to like how I did it for each month, and then right at the end of the video I'm going to show like everything else that I may have picked up throughout that month as well, because this year I'm trying to rein in my spending habits. We'll see how successful I am with that, because I know a few of my other updates last year were quite big, but yeah, so I mean, I'm still going to be buying DVDs and Blu-rays, but I'm trying to cut back on how much I spend, because I think I've pretty much got everything that I actually want. So it's sort of at a stage where it's like new releases, but if something catches my eye, I'll decide, and if I decide to pick it up, then it'll get shown in the update. But yeah, so that's basically how my channel's going to be. There may be the occasional vlog, but you know, life's not that interesting, so we shall see. But for this like the first episode of my Tracy Goes to the Movies, the movie that I saw today was Sherlock. Hope you can see that in the frame. But yeah, and I was very surprised by how good it actually was, because I'd started to hear mixed things about it, and I loved the first one, but when I started hearing that it wasn't as good, and like it was, you know, people like found it like unforgettable, and I was like, no, because I wanted it to be good. I wanted the Sherlock series to actually do well, because I've recently like fallen in love with them, the whole world of Sherlock Holmes, and I do have the books to eventually get through, but I've just got so much to read. But yeah, I was just starting to hear mixed things, because like I think Australia is one of the last places to actually get Sherlock Holmes too. So yeah, but by the time, like, you know, like the United States has seen it, the UK had seen it, it's sort of like, and I'd been hearing all these things, I was a little bit nervous, I guess you'd say, about going into this film, because I didn't know what to expect. But I'm totally glad I still went and saw it, because I thought it was amazing. I just loved it, and yeah, that's basically my sum up in a word, so to speak. But yeah, I just thought it was really fun. I mean, I loved the idea, like, with the storyline, and I was actually quite intrigued by the character of Professor Moriarty, and because, you know, I'd heard obviously the name and that, but I didn't know too much else about him, and I really liked the game of, you know, the cat and mouse style game, because like he was essentially Sherlock Holmes' equal, and I just sort of loved how that sort of played out through the course of the movie. And yeah, I just really enjoyed it, as like more than what I was sort of expecting to, after I'd heard so like quite a few negative things about this movie. And but yeah, it's just, I don't know, it's just sort of hard to explain how I actually felt, because I just loved everything about it. Like the cast, you had obviously Robert Downey Jr. and Jude Law as Watson and Holmes, and but yeah, the other way around, obviously Robert Downey Jr. as Holmes and Jude Law as Watson. And I really do like how they work together with you know, as Holmes and Watson, and because I just like their on-screen chemistry. And I loved Noomi Rapace, I'm not too sure how to say name, the girl who played Solander in the original Swedish films of the Millennium Trilogy. I thought she was really good in it. I was so surprised to actually see Stephen Fry appear, because I was like, holy crap, why did I not know he was actually going to be in this movie? Because he played Mycroft, Holmes' brother, and I just thought he was perfect. Because I was actually again intrigued with the concept of Holmes' brother in the because before I actually watched the you know, the 2009 Sherlock Holmes and obviously the sequel, I had seen the BBC series, the current one that's on with Benedict Cumberbatch, I have no idea how to say his name, as Holmes, and Martin Freeman as Watson. And that was what actually introduced me to this whole world of Sherlock Holmes. And then, because I'd already had the Blu-ray of Sherlock Holmes from 2009, and then I decided to watch Access kind of, you know, on a bit of a kick, and yeah, that's just kind of how it all got started, I guess you'd say. But I don't know if I'd say it was better than the first one, but I am leaning towards that I liked the second one more, because I mean, I loved the first one. I thought it was just great, and I just, yeah, really loved the second one. Like, I wasn't bored. I think that was one of the main complaints that I'd heard. Like, people found the second one a bit dull, and I was just, I was just like engrossed with the story, but holy crap, the what do you call it, like the score and how they integrated that with the actual scenes, that was just genius. With the opera scene, like using Don Giovanni as the background, and I think that was Don Giovanni. I actually don't really know too much about the actual musical itself, but or the opera itself, but the way it contrasted with the actual scene, I just thought that was superb. And again, when Watson was doing his he was playing poker because it was supposed to be his stag's night, and he decided he wasn't going to, like, it was sort of contrasting with the party and then the chase upstairs, and with the like the party music, and yeah, the score and the music in this was just phenomenal. And what else did I like? The train scene I thought was also really well done, because that was sort of what I was looking forward to from the trailer, because when you saw like Sherlock throwing Dr. Watson's wife off the bridge into the river, that I just loved that entire moment, because when they did the flashbacks to how it all matched up, when she first met Mycroft, like the wife, she was like, when he introduced himself as Mycroft Holmes, and he was like, oh, she's like, oh great, there's two of you. I just love the way she said that. But yeah, it was just, I just had a lot of fun with this movie, and I just like the dialogue. I just love the banter between Holmes and Watson. I'm getting a bit repetitive saying the two names, but yeah, I just really like so many quotable lines in this movie. Like, I just loved yeah, I just love how the way they I guess, yeah, banter back and forth, and when that, and I was actually surprised by how much Watson got to do in this movie, like, because he actually had quite a few opportunities to shine as well. And I suppose when you've got a madman hell-bent on murdering you and your wife, you're going to obviously you know, try and stop him. But I really liked what they did with his character in this movie, especially towards the end when he like when that, yeah, in the gun factory, I think it was, and yeah, just that whole entire scene I just thought was brilliant. And then the chess scene as well at the end when they were doing the, I thought that was also really well done. They were sort of mirroring the chess, like, you know, with the game of chess against what was actually happening. I thought that was brilliant. And just the general setting, because like at the Peace Summit in Switzerland, and yeah, I just got a huge kick out of this movie. I just thought it was amazing, and it is, for that reason, I've decided I'm going to give it an 8.5 out of 10. Just, yeah, I just loved it, and I'm so glad I did so glad that I actually did decide to go and see it on the big screen, and it was just phenomenal seeing it in the, like, yeah, it was just, because I said I missed out on seeing it the first time around, and as soon as I got into Sherlock, I was just like, there's no way, and like found out that they were actually going to be making a second one. I was like, I'm definitely seeing that, and I'm definitely glad that this is my first cinema viewing of 2012. So just because, yeah, today's date's the 5th of January, so I don't know how well this is picking up on camera, but yeah, so again this year because I've been keeping my tickets, like I'm really starting to become obsessed with keeping my tickets now, and yeah, so, but I think I basically covered everything that I wanted to discuss. Like, as I said, I'm going to try and make these reviews as quick as possible just to sum up my thoughts, and yeah, it's just, but overall, really good movie, and if you haven't already seen it, I highly recommend checking it out, even though I'm probably like one of the few people left to actually see Sherlock. But yes, and on that note, I was actually surprised by how with the lines, the people who were actually waiting to go and see it, so because I was a little bit worried because it's school holidays over here, and I was just kind of like, oh, I wonder if I'll even be able to get in to see it, because I didn't think it'd sell out completely, but I was yeah, I was like, oh, I want to really actually see it, and so like I managed to get my ticket, and the cinema I was at, it was nearly practically full. I mean, there were empty seats, but a few more, because there were easily at least 50 people at the session that I was at, and normally when you compare it to the 2 or 3 who are there at the particular sessions that I go to, yeah, there is a big difference in that. And then when I came out, there was like a line already for the second one, so it was, yeah, just I think it's going to do pretty well here in Australia at least. And of course the way they set it up at the end, you know there's going to be a third one. Off the top of my head, I don't know if there is a third one, but I wouldn't be surprised if they did actually do a third one. And I just said that twice, I think, but hopefully by that stage I will have actually read the books, because as I said, I've got the complete works. So, but yeah, so I think I'm just going to leave it here, and until my next video, which should hopefully be uploaded tomorrow with my weekly reviews, I will see you guys next time. Bye!